Hello again. So last time I was working on my GUI renderer, and today I'm going to continue with that, our whole GUI system really. So my goal today is to really get that knocked off my list, even in the most basic sense. So last time I put this note on here to clean up the canvas render shader. And really what I mean by that is all I want to do is get rid of this if-else statement I have here. Because I don't know, I just hear that putting conditional branches in your shader code is not really the way it's supposed to go. You want to try to make the code branchless as possible. I just hear it's more efficient the way the cores on the shaders do their thing. So I don't know if what I'm gonna do is even gonna be more efficient than this, but I'm gonna just try just as a logic puzzle. I don't know. So I know it's possible. I feel like there's definitely a way to do it. Because basically I just need to either do this or this, which when I look at it, boils down to the same thing. It's just either, okay, so this is going to be different, and then this is going to be the same, but it's either this multiplied by 1 or multiplied by the color of the texture. So let me see. Let me comment this out for now. And then I'll say return float for so there's something. And then this part I know, I can pretty much figure that out, because if I have, so if it's text, this will be 0, this will be 1, and vice versa if it's not text. So if it is text, then I want to multiply by the colors alpha, or not alpha, the red coordinate. If it's not text, I want to multiply by the alpha. So that's easy. I figured that out last time. So this is quad colors dot alpha times color, and I'm going to use the index here. So it's going to be times 3, and I need to cast that to an int as far as I know. All right, so if it's text, will be 0, so we want the 0 component, which is the R component. If is 1, it'll get to the third component, which is the alpha. Okay, so then for here, I want the quad color no matter what. Let me do this. I'm going to put these on separate lines here. Okay, so that's the red, the green, the blue, and put this on a different line too. So if it is text, I just want to multiply it by 1. If it's not text, I want to multiply it by colors.r. And if it is not text, will be 0. So I can do this. I can say I want the maximum of either 1 or no, it'll always just be 1 then. Oh, I know. I can multiply by the max of m and color.r. And then do the same for the green and the blue. So if I do that, how does that work? Unexpected closing curly brace. Oh yeah, I probably need a semicolon there. There we go. Yeah, I think that's working. So I got the color of the text, I got the texture fully working, and then I got the blank quad with the color that I want with the transparency working. Okay, so, and I think I can do, I don't even think I have to do it in 3 separate steps. I think I can say RGB, and then do this all together now. Yeah, cool. All right, sweet beans. All right, what else do I want to do? What did I finish last time? So last time I got the add text to canvas working. I got add quad working. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to improve my debug print. It's because it's okay. It's easy to read now when it's black on blue, but sometimes when you got a lot of objects in the background, it gets kind of tedious and hard to read. So I'm going to put a block behind it so that it's easy to read no matter where or no matter what's going on behind it. So to do that, add text to canvas debug print. So what I'm going to squeeze in here, I'm going to make a new function that's going to add I'm going to call it a text quad. So this is for adding text that you want to have a background for. Add text quad. So this is going to take in the game state. It's going to take in a constant string, constant character pointer. It's going to need a position and a scale for the text. And so this one needs to take 2 colors. So it's going to have a text color, and then probably going to specify how many. There we go. And it's also going to take in a quad color. All right. And maybe some other stuff later on. Oh, it's also going to take a float for the, let me put the floats together. All right, so it's going to take in a float for the scale, for how big the text is, and it's going to take another float for the, I'm going to call it border, for basically how much space you want between the text and the edge of the quad. All right, so how do I do this? See, this is tricky because I need to get the size of the text, but I want to render the quad before the text, so I think I have to iterate through the text twice, which sucks. It's like not efficient at all. I'm sure there's a way to do it without, but I'm gonna just do it the slow way for now. I got so much slow code. It's gonna be fun trying to optimize all this. It'll be a project all on its own, but let's see. Yeah, okay, some of them make like more of a utility function here. So static, it'll get a vector 2, and I'll call it get text dimensions, or why not? So this needs a font, and it needs a constant string for whatever the text is, and a scale for how big you want the text to be. I don't know, this just feels dumb, but let's just carry on. So, okay, so we need a width, a height. I guess I might as well just make the vector. All right, so then we need a while loop to check if C is not, no, not C. The character that C is currently pointing to is not equal to the escape character. And I always forget to do this. Let me do this now. Increase C. So we more or less want this, all of this, but no, actually not all of that, less than that. So I need to get the character index for wherever C is pointing to. I need to use that character index to get all I need is a character width and character height in this case. So then dim.x plus equals C width times the scale, and same for, oh no, the character height is different because it depends on how big the tallest character is, so that's going to possibly change. So let me go ahead and initialize that to 0 and say dim.y equals, I'm going to say, hold on, let me calculate this here. F32, I'm going to say new y is the character's height times scale. And so if dim y is equal to ny greater than dim y, if so, we want it to equal ny, otherwise dimension just equal whatever it already equals. And I think, is that it? Why is it not seem happy for some reason? Oh, it's because I didn't put the T of font. That would explain that. All right, so let me just test that, see if it looks like it would be working. Vector 2d is equal to get text dimensions. So we're going to use the state's current font, and we want to pass in, I'm going to pass in the same string here because it'll be easy to tell if it's easier to tell if it seems accurate. And then the scale, the same scale as 5. Compile, debug. 325 by 25, 5 times 5. Yeah, that seems good. Seems good indeed. Okay, so now that I got that, we can carry on with where we left off. So add text to quad. So I need to dim equals get text dimensions. We're going to send in the state's current font. And we need the string, which is str, and the scale is scale. Okay, so now I can go ahead and add a quad to the buffer. The position is just going to go straight through. The scale is, dim. Dim is the scale. Oh, not quite. It's, hold up. Well, let me just do it like this for now. And then the color is going to be the quad color. But yeah, the position depends on the border, right? Because that's the position of the text. That's where I want the text to go. I guess I can put that as the position. Oh yeah, let me just keep it like this. Add text to quad. So let me test that and just see if I get a quad showing up. String. Here is some test text. Position. Oh, I'm so tired of coming up with positions. Get really low. The text color, let's just make it white. And then the background color, let's make that black. All right. Oh, I need a border. Let's just put a border of 1. Function does not take 6 arguments. How many arguments does it take? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need a scale. 3. Oh, I don't see it. Should be around there. Oh, there it is. I guess 1010 is too far off. But yeah, so that seems like that might be the length of the text of here is some test text. If I cut it roughly in half and recompile, then the bar is roughly cut in half. So that seems like it's working. Enough to move on, I suppose. Where did I leave off? Okay, so now that I did that, I can go ahead and put the text on there, which I already have here. Add text to canvas, passing the state, the string, and the position, scale, and the text color. All right, how's that? Boom, here is some test text, but my background is not big enough. Oh, I know why. This also, I need to include this. Plus. There it is, perfect. Perfect-ish. All right, so now let's try to put this border on. And text border. Okay, so the border is going to offset the text here. So I'm gonna just say, well, no, it's gonna, okay, so it's gonna increase the size of my quad. So the quad is dimension, so dim, do I have plus equals for vector 2? I don't think I do. So plus equals, oh, it's, let me just do it this way. All right, so I want to add border times scale times 2 because I want that much space on each side. And dim dot y plus let me vector2 mount is equal to this. Okay, so I got the new dimension now factoring in the border, and then I want to debug this to check if that actually did anything. Okay, so here I stop it. Dim is 400 by 15, seems reasonable. I step over, dim then becomes 406 by 21. That's bigger, certainly, so I think that sounds good. So I'm going to keep the quad where it is, but the dimension, yeah, the dimension should change. But then I'm going to offset the text by dim. And I don't know if I have plus for vector 2. I do not. Let's do that. Do I have add for vector 2 already? Cannot convert from vector 2. Oh, yeah, that would make sense. Vector 3 cannot convert argument 1 from vector 2 to vector 3. What are you talking about? Oh, okay, so I don't even have the add method for. So I had to forward declare this one. Let me go ahead and do that for vector 2. Oops. I should have just spent a day and just built the whole math library, but I didn't know what I needed, so I guess it's better to just build it as you need it. Oh, and then this needs to be vector 2. Okay, how's that? Everything seems like it's happy. Let me run it. My text went way off there. I did not mean to do that. I think I meant to do not add the dim. Okay, yeah, that sounds stupid now that I think about it. I wanted to add border, no, amount. Jeez, okay. So, okay, so I gotta make a new vector 2 then. So this is position.x plus, plus border. There we go. Okay, and then position.y plus border. How does that work? Uh-oh. Wait, okay, that's work. It seems like it has a border, but not quite. So add text to canvas. Oh wait, no, it's not border. Okay, it's amount. That's why. Okay, jeez. Not quite. Oh, because amount is the border times 2. So now I need half amount is equal to amount times half of that. So this should be half amount, half amount. You know, I probably should do the opposite. Amount, and then this will be amount x2. Oops. And then this will just be regular amount. And then here I want to use amount x2. Maybe it makes a little bit more sense for anybody who's reading that. Okay, so now after that's done, let's test it and see. Yay, finally, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Here is some test text with a nice border background thing, and if I wanted to, I could make the border, is that the border? Yeah, that's the border. So if I wanted to, I could make it larger, and that works. And if I wanted to get ridiculous with it, let's see what happens. Cool. If I want to make the text smaller, I keep forgetting I don't have to recompile the whole thing. Cool, cool, cool. I like that. It's not optimal. It's iterating through the string twice every frame, which is whatever. But yeah, so let's now clean up the debug printer. That's what the whole print was, or the whole point. Okay, so now instead of add text to canvas, I can now do add text quad. I need to pass in state, the buffer. I don't even remember what I need. So, oh, it's right here. Cool. So the buffer is the string. The position is that. The text color comes next. So the text color for my debug print is always going to be, it's going to be like almost white. Well, let's do like, I don't know what happens if I do this, like 0.7, 0.7, 0.7, 0.7. And then next is the quad color. So I want like kind of the opposite of that. So I want 0.3, 0.3, 0.3, but the same opacity. And then the scale is going to stay at 2, and then the border, I think I just need a small border for that. All right, how does that work, if at all? Oh, that looks really good, actually. I like that. I'm gonna kind of pack it up in the corner a little bit more. Let me move this to 15 and let's see. Let's put that also at 15 and I don't know, let's do 15 all around. Yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna put it a little bit further down, maybe just 20. And if I go, oh, I don't have debug mode activated. Okay, yeah, cool. I think that's good. I like the way that's looking. So I can get rid of all of this. I can get rid of this. I'm gonna keep the game stuff for now. What is this here? I'm gonna keep that. Get rid of any breakpoints I have. What else do I got here? GUI. Okay, so I did that. Canvas renderer, that's pretty much done. Pretty much done. Let's make a GUI system now. So, don't really know. I don't know anything. I need to be smarter. Okay, so yeah, I could pretty much just use this as like a button. Debug queue. I'll put it below all the debug stuff here. So let's say static bool. It's going to return true or false. We'll call it I'll call it GUI button because I might need these a lot. So I don't want to keep it. I don't want to make it long. I want to keep it nice and short. So what do I need? I need a game. No, I don't. Well, yeah, I guess I do need a game state. And then I just need a position. Actually, it's going to be text-based, right? So all you really need is just a string. Const s8 text, and then a scale for how big you want the text to be, I guess. Yeah, I think that's it. If I need more stuff, I can add it later. I mean, you can get as fancy as you want with this, but I just need something I can click. So, all right, so I know for sure I need the mouse's position, and I got all that. So I need a vector deuce, MP, and that's the state's mouse position. You know, it's kind of dumb because I'm gonna need to know the width and height of the quad to know if I'm hovering over the button or not. And to get that, I have to iterate through the string, but that's gonna get done again when I do my text quad function. So that means that the string has to get iterated through 3 times, which does not sound good. You know what? This is going to be a dumb hack, but I'm going to have this return what the dimension of the quad is. But then I can't, because I don't know. Never mind. I'm going to cancel that. Because I didn't have to render it. I have to know what color it is before I render it, and I can't do this until I know what color it's going to be. Okay, so, okay, you know what? This is going to be stupid, but, because it's not even... well, whatever. Okay, whatever. This is dumb. I'm gonna have to definitely figure out a more optimal way to do this. In fact, let me put it on the to-do list now here. So this will be optimization here. Top of the optimization list. Optimize GUI text rendering thing. I think I'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is the scale, you know, the dimensions, and then that is get text dimensions using the state's current font and passing in the text and the scale. Scale. Okay, there we go. So with that, I can now check if mouse P's X is less than dimensions X. Oh wait, I also need a position. Or you need to know where to put the button. So game state position, what text to render, and how big you want that text to be. So, okay. So if this is less than the dimensions X, or mp.x is greater than the dimensions X plus, no, hold on. This is not right. This is not right at all. This should be the positions X. And then if this is greater than the positions X plus the dimensions X, there we go. What am I doing? Jeez. That's what I wanted to do. Okay, so or, then the same thing with Y. Okay, so if the mouse is not hovering over the button, it's probably the most likely case, then we want to add a text quad, passing in the game state, the text position, the text color is, for now, I'm just going to make all the text color white. And the quad color, so if you're not hovering over, for now, all buttons that are not clicked, that are not hovered over, will be blue. And the scale is that, and the border is going to be a border of 1 for every button. So wait, what if I make a border of 0? Is that going to screw something up? Mount border times 0. No, it just adds it here, so it'll just add 0, so it's fine. I think I'm going to make the, yeah, I'm going to keep it as 1. GUI button. All right, so that's what's going to happen if we're not hovering over the button. Otherwise, if we are hovering over the button, we need to, let's render a red button. Vector 4. I always have a problem with this vector 4. All right, so that's not going to do anything because I'm not calling it. So yeah, after we render the game, we'll say GUI button, passing in the game state. We want to put it at some position. I don't know, 250. 250. The text will read, clip me, with a bunch of exclamation points, and the scale will be a nice 5, nice round 5. And the error, because GUI button must return a value. Yes, you're right, it must. GUI button will always return false for now. Click me. Cool. It's not working though. It's always blue. Oh. So the X is fine, the Y is wrong. So let's fancy our new debug printer here. Print state mx is a %i, my %i. So we want, oh wait, I forget my own features. I could just say mouse position %v2 and pass in the address to the state's mouse position. Okay, their mouse coordinates are, as I call them, Java style. They get bigger as you go further down. And it seems as if they include the, no, maybe not. Okay, so anyway, I can fix that, I feel like, pretty easily. Okay, so here, whenever the mouse is moved, I want to get a new mouse Y, which is just the Windows height minus mouse position dot Y. And so if the game states mouse position dot Y is not equal to the new position Y, or new mouse Y, then I want to do all this stuff. But then I want to set this to new mouse Y. Is that right? Yeah. Why are you not? Okay, so I think that's all I had to do. Except for I'm missing a semicolon, that's why it was complaining. Don't forget your Sammy. All right, there we go. So now the mouse, it's a little bit off though. It's like should be 0 at the bottom, but it does get bigger as it goes up. But it is still accurate to the button, which is what I wanted. Well, maybe not. It's accurate at the bottom. So it's a little bit off on the okay, so it's only going based on the text and not the border, not the quad, but I don't know, whatever. What if I put the border as 0? That might fix that. But we're in the wrong class, the wrong file. There we go. Wanted to put this at 0. Oh. Oh. It was still running. Yeah, no, it's accurate, but it's also very ugly. Oh well. Can't have it all at once. Okay, so now I need to figure out if the button is actually being clicked, or if you're clicking the mouse while you're on the button. So I need to do another check here. So if state mouse inputs mouse button left else. Okay, so I'm going to make it red if you're about to click the button, but green if you're just hovering over the button. Mouse button left, undeclared identifier. Oh, that's right. That is all the way back here. You don't know about the stuff back here, do you? So let's, for now, I don't know if this is probably going to mess with the cross-platform ability if I ever go to port this somewhere else, but for now I'm just going to put this here. Okay, so it turns green if I'm hovering. If I'm clicking the mouse, it turns red. So far, so good. So now I just need to figure out if you release the mouse while still on the button, that's when the action occurs. So how do I do that? This is going to be a weird little hack. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to make a static boolean, not bool, in this function called, I'm just going to call it, we're just going to call it action. So like if the action's ready to happen. So let's see, probably got to break this up here. So we want to return false. You want to return false here. And then probably just to be safe, you want to make sure action is false. Like nothing's about to happen. Action is false. And then here, so if that, so we gotta do one more check here. So if action is true, then we say action is false, and then we return true. So saying that yes, do whatever you want to do when this button is clicked. And then else, we're gonna do this. Actually, you probably want to do this anyway. Whoops, button. So then I don't need to do that here. So then if you're clicking the button, we're going to still say action equals false and return false, which I guess I could have just kept the return false down there, I'm pretty sure. Let me just see if this works. Okay, so it compiles. I need to test it. Okay, so now I can say if GUI button, so if it's clicked, then let's just, I don't know, do this, change the clear color, change to black. Oh wait, what am I doing? I always have problems with those vector 4s. I don't know what it is. Okay, so buttons here, click me, I can hover over it, it changes. I'm about to click it, oh psych, but then I do click it, and okay, nothing happens. So that didn't work. Oh wait, I'm never setting action to true, that's why. So that's the only time I'm setting action to true. So if I'm hovering, if I'm hovering over the button, the mouse button's down, but action is not yet true. Wait. Oh wait, hold on. So here we go. I have to say, oh no, this is all wrong. This is all wrong. Okay, so I think I have to squeeze in an S if here. Okay, let me go ahead and move this back to the bottom. I think that's fine. Okay, so if the button is down, so I actually only care if the button is up. So yeah, so else if something and that something is if not this, or actually, well, yeah, I guess I could say if not this, if action and not that. So if you're not clicking the button, but action is true, meaning you were just clicking the button, then you want to do this. All right, so I don't think I need that. this ever happens, it'll return true. And that will not happen. That will not make that happen. Okay, so let me see. I don't know, it looks weird to me. But we're gonna see. Okay, not clicking, about to click. Oh, I didn't click, but then I do click. Hey, I got a button. All right, does it work on repeated clicks though? That's the test. So let's do this here. Can I do this? 32 ZZZ is 0. Wait, why did I put that? Right there. Okay, I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna see. Oh, hey, all right, it's working, but I click anywhere else. Okay, so now the ultimate question, does it work with multiple buttons? 250, let's put this below, whoops. Uh-oh. Oh, I changed the wrong thing. There we go. Uh-oh. Now they stopped working. Okay, so I don't think I could use that static Boolean. Maybe that doesn't work after all, because they're sharing the same thing. Let me see if I can figure this out. Okay, so let me see if this ever runs. No, it doesn't. Probably could answer that myself, but better safe. So, all right, so let me do this then and see what action is. So action is false, but I haven't set it. Let me see if it'll get set to true then. It does get set to true. Then you return false. I see, but then you call button again, and then action gets the second button sets that back to false. Okay, so that doesn't work. So I need so I think I need like some kind of button object, or I don't know. I think I made some good progress. I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm going to put it back to where I have one working button. But then let me see here. So I'm going to go ahead and change this to, instead of a GUI system, say fix, say fix multiple buttons. Okay, so that'll be get done, and then yeah, I think I'm just going to work through the features and then worry about all the optimizations later. Unless like halfway through the features it starts running at 2 frames a second or something, then I'll start to optimize it to get it so that I can actually play something. But yeah. So that's my goal next time, is to fix the multiple buttons thing, come up with some solution other than that static Boolean in there. And then probably go to writing the files as well. I don't know, we'll see. Excuse me. GUI system almost complete. Okay, so now push it. All right, thank you everybody. Happy coding.